want to ask you, two of the fighters you previously promoted, Josh Warrington and Lee Selby, they're going to fight out at Ellen Road. First of all, question for yourself, is Ellen Road too big a place for that fight?
No, I think you've got to roll the dice. I mean, look, they're not... If I was doing the fight, if I was building the fight, I believe I'd sell out Ellen Road. I think they'll do 15,000. It's a massive logistical problem with the fans there, and I heard Chris Sanagar's comments yesterday about a certain crew of Cardiff football fans going as well, so it's going to be a lively night, shall we say. But it's a good fight, you know. I think Josh is in good fights. Lee Selby is a very good technician, so you know it's a good fight. But it's just gone off the radar a little bit. When I tried to make that fight last summer in July, I feel that was optimum time. Josh has carried on. Lee Selby's profiles continue to dip. So I don't know. I think he'll do well, yeah. But I don't know. I don't expect it to be a sellout.
Who do you see winning that fight? You've dealt with both fighters. Who do you see winning that fight?
I think Lee Selby's the favourite, but you know, Josh Warrington. I thought he had a good win in his last fight. He's a very good fighter. It doesn't quite have the pop, but he's got a brilliant work rate. So I think you have to say Selby's the favourite, but Selby looked huge yesterday. I mean, he looked about 14 stone. And he's been really flat. Like, his career's just been a disaster since he won the world title. So I don't know if he has that momentum, where Josh has at least kept active recently. So, and he'll have the crowd behind him.
In regards to Selby, since when he left you and joined Al Haymon'S, you know, the general consensus amongst the boxing fans is that for whatever reason he's been overlooked. He's had a bit of bad luck, but he's been overlooked. Do you reckon that's the case when he's moved over to Al?
Well, I say it's been a disaster. I mean, he's had no fights hardly. He's had no exposure, no profile. You know, off the back of the Gradovich win, he really had a chance to become a star. He bought into the American dream, which was non-existent. But Lee Selby, he's a brilliant fighter, and he's a real nice guy. He's not an extrovert, you know. That's not in his character. So sometimes, and listen, he's down in Barry. It's not easy down there, but I would have liked to see him box him in Cardiff and build him down there. But he's a very good fighter, and I like Chris Sanagar, and I like Jamie Sanagar, and they always look out for their fighters. They just made a terrible decision on this one. So, but look, he's still there, still going, still world champion, just not at the heights that I believe he could have been.
You know, talking about the American dream, I was watching PBC unveil their 2018 schedule. Did you watch that?
Yeah, it's good, really good. Yeah.
What do you reckon of that production? It's something very different.
Yeah, Showtime did a great job on that. That's the kind of thing you need in boxing, you know. And I think even stuff like, I don't know if you see Sky's promo the other couple of days ago about 2018. It's just producing this aspirational pieces and promotional days where people go, oh. And like, you know, the schedule, sometimes if you look at the schedule and analyse it, it's good. There's a lot of gaps to fill, but you left the production going, this is massive. So they did a great job in that respect. But I like what the PBC are doing. Their initial model was just horrifically flawed, and now I think they're streamlining their business, and I think they'll do well. But they got all that investment, and a couple of years on, it's all been spent, and they're back with Showtime. But Showtime are doing a brilliant job. Stephen Espinosa is a very smart man. He's very aggressive in the market. They know what they want, and there's a nice rivalry now between Showtime and HBO. You know, people saying, "Oh, HBO need to step up their game," or "Showtime need to step up their game," and then Showtime announced that schedule. Oh, it's back on you, HBO, and that's the same over here now. You know, ITV in the game, Channel 5, Box Nation, Sky. So it's brilliant that you can keep making the broadcasters spend more money and keep investing in the sport. It's in a good place.